Hello, Biomechanical!
Hello!
I'd like you firstly to introduce yourselves to the camera here and to our viewers.
Guitarist.
Hey guys, Gaz Riggs, guitarist.
John Lodge, drums.
John K, everything else.
Everything else, and that when you say everything else, you really mean everything else.
I do mean everything else.
I mean, if say
groceries,
yeah, shopping, cleaning. You clean the toilets too.
That's the one.
The visionary John K. Anyway, welcome to this little video here. Thank you for joining me in this very small red room that's very, very hot. You're going to go on stage tonight.
It's because of me.
Yeah.
It's because of you.
That is hot.
It's hot, baby.
He's just taking up the temperature. It's these two Greeks we have here. Because, of course, this is not all of the new lineup of Biomechanical. There's one member missing here.
Yeah, we got
Adrian,
yeah.
the bassist.
The bassist.
Ex-Dragon Force.
Ex-Dragon Force is out at the moment. The bastard. Went out to
He's gone to get some food. That's okay. We allow people to eat.
So, no worries.
But this is the new lineup, as it were. Because I suppose I'd just lightly like to touch on what happened.
Okay.
Just briefly, because there was once a Biomechanical in your mind as a concept, and then there was a band which involved a totally different set of people.
Yeah, it did. Basically, we ended up having problems at the end of the recording and mixing of the whole thing of the album, and we had quite a few disagreements over some gigs. You know, it's a long story. So I had to tell them, look, this is the way I do things, and this is where I'm going, and I need to kind of safeguard my own health because I was working crazy hours, whatever. As I said, it's a very long story. So I gave them basically an opportunity to make up their minds. Whether they want to stay with me, at least give them the courtesy of take some executive decisions so that I can at least safeguard my health. Really, that's what this is all about. Or they're welcome to go, and they unfortunately decided to leave. So
let's break it down here, John. You basically are Biomechanical as far as the concept is concerned.
That's it,
The Biomechanical concept is your own. The idea, the concept for all the albums, the story of the albums has been your own. The music has been written essentially by you, bar some guitar solos now and again. But
some drum breaks here and there. So.
But basically, it's you, and out of your mind, right here, this mind.
It's fair enough. I mean,
came all of like the 3 albums so far, and the ideas behind them.
It is. The only difference is that having something like that, where do you differentiate a band from a project? All right, a project is a guy who sits at home, gets sampled guitars and sampled basses, and gets nerdy in his own bedroom. And sends a final thing through a door, and says that's the album. Okay, now that's a project. When you involve people who actually play in the album, they put their own articulations, their own soul, and their own sounds. Then, as far as I'm concerned, that's a band. It's like I could argue and say that Metallica could be the James Hetfield project. It's not. Okay, he plays the guitars in the albums only himself. So what's happening with the other guy? Isn't he? How much is he a part of the band? So it's not a project. It's a band. As far as as long as you got people playing in a band, it's just a band, simple as that.
So Jono, how do you feel about joining the all-new Biomechanical?
Excellent, gotta say. It's nice to have a challenge, working with these guys, and AD as well. It's good fun.
Are you pretty excited about it?
I am, yeah.
And this tonight is your first live gig together, Chris.
Yeah,
how are you feeling?
I'm really excited. The Biomechanical, I told John, it was one of my favorite, modern bands. One of those bands that are really doing something special and unique. And in a way, I always, felt that if a chance, came up to play in this band, I would definitely go for it. So, we got in contact. And
so it happened.
It happened, yeah. It's like a dream.
What about you, Gus?
It's just a dream come true for me. It's that simple.
Can you just say something quick here to the camera in Greek for all the Greek fans of Biomechanical? Because I know there's a whole load. So in fact, both of you together, you can say, because I know there's going to be a lot of Greek fans watching this.
He's learning fast.
He's learning fast, yeah.
Προύστας.
Γαμώ το κερατό. Θα ήθελα να πω λοιπόν στους Έλληνες, προσέξτε αυτή την μπάντα γιατί έχει μέλλον.
I agree with that guy.
And I believe your heritage is from El Salvador?
I've lived in El Salvador 10 years. I speak Spanish. Un saludo a la mara salvadoreña metalera.
That's what I wanted. And Jono?
Say something in English.
Say something in English.
In my native Yorkshire tongue.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, fucking go for it, mate.
Alright, lad, if there does it, do it for this end.
What the fuck?
How can you two say what the fuck now after what you just said? Anyway, Biomechanical. So the new album, Cannibalised, is coming out in February. It's a stormer by all accounts. Already the reviews are starting piling in, and the people have literally had their minds blown. I mean, their brains are all over the wall after listening to this album. Did you foresee when you're recording it that possibly after listening to it you might add to the National Health Service debt?
No, but I definitely had a problem, you know, with myself. You know, I was one of the guys I had to commit my own self.
Do you think you went slightly mad whilst recording it?
It's really weird, actually, because I gave another interview yesterday with a German metal hammer, and the first question was, "What the hell is wrong with you, man?" You know, so. I don't know. I mean, I asked everybody that this album came from the heart. This is how I conceived it in my head.
The heart and the mind, though. I think that's
You know, this is how I conceived the next step for Biomechanical to be, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, and obviously a lot of the reactions is like, shit. You know, what the, you know. But I'm just really pleased that the reviews are good. I'm really pleased the reaction is good.
What does it feel like for you to have your ideas and your concepts like focused into an album and then start getting great reviews?
It's the best feeling when the first few reviews come in and suddenly, and it's not just, you know, for what I've done, it's for everything and everybody. Chris Changaridis, all the work is put into it, you know, because we worked really hard with the guy. It just feels incredible, man. I'm telling you something, that's the best payoff really you could ever have. You know?
I bet you don't feel so worried about it now.
And that's it, because you give it away and you're like, okay, you know, I've been working on this for like 14 months, you know, okay, now what the you just don't know, you just, hey, there you go, man, there's a CD.
Then of course, you also give it away to these guys who have to play it. So, conversely, how does it feel for you three to have to play parts of that album tonight?
I hate this guy. He's ruined my life.
My wife hates him.
My girlfriend hates him.
Well, Addy actually.
Wow, you're getting a lot of love here,
well,
John.
Adrian actually was quite funny because he was going, man, what the, you know, he said, it takes me like 2 days to learn any, you know, any normal kind of headline set, you know, and I've been working for 4 weeks on this fucking set, and it's like, what the fuck, and then he said the same, he said, what the fuck, I said, you know, it took me a while, like how long it took you to learn the entire kind of back catalogue of Dream Theater, you know, and you said something like a few days.
A day or so.
And he's just, he worked his ass off.
It's quite complicated.
Yeah, well, you know, fair enough, you know, there are complicated bands out there.
So, are you guys up for this challenge tonight, do you reckon?
Absolutely. We are.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, we're all a little bit, fuck, this is our first gig, but fuck it, we're just gonna go out there and do our best, man.
So in that case, I'm gonna ask you again: are you guys up for this challenge tonight? Louder!
Yeah!
Thank you very much, Biomechanical.
I just dropped a